We need to talk about something that's been bugging me for a while. Freedom of speech versus this whole misinformation thing. And no, I'm not talking about the fake stuff you see in your cousin's Facebook that's probably written in Comic Sans and accompanied by a blurry meme. No, I'm talking about the real stuff, the juicy, off the beaten path theories they don't want you looking into. You know, the ones where you start thinking, wait a second, that actually makes more sense than the crap they've been feeding us for years. You say something even remotely controversial these days, one thing outside of the mainstream narrative, and boom, you're a conspiracy theorist. Suddenly you're sitting at the crazy table, eating lunch with a tinfoil hat, talking about how the government's adding itching powder to your favorite toothpaste. Meanwhile, they're out there selling us this official story like it's gospel, and anyone who asks too many questions is just a nut job. And those crazy theories, yeah, more often than not, they're right. It's like they give us one giant "don't look here" sign, and all we have to do is look there. Who knew that questioning the mainstream narrative would end up being the thing that gets you closer to the truth? They're practically handing out awards to people who are right all along after the fact. But of course, when you're right, they just act like you were misinformed in the first place. Classic. So let me ask you this. Why is it that the very people who are all about free speech are the first ones to shut it down when you start poking holes in their official story? They all love a good freedom of speech moment, when you're shouting your opinion at the top of your lungs in a crowded coffee shop like you're some kind of superhero of truth. But as soon as you say, hey, maybe this doesn't add up, suddenly you're the enemy. You get hit with the labels like misinformation spreader or radical thinker, or my personal favorite, just a conspiracy theorist. It's like they're trying to make it illegal to have a real thought, and instead we're all supposed to just nod and go along with whatever the hell they're selling. Don't question, don't dig deeper, just be a good little sheep, right? And come on, if questioning stuff was so dangerous, why do the most groundbreaking discoveries in history almost always come from people who were laughed out the room at first? You know, those crazy people who dared to ask the tough questions? And guess what? They ended up being right. It's almost like the people calling you crazy are just trying to shut you up because they're scared of what'll happen if the truth gets out. I'd love to hear why they're working so hard to stop people from digging into this stuff. If these so-called official stories are so solid, why do they feel the need to stop anyone from questioning them? Just think about it. You'd think they'd be able to stand on their own, right? If the facts are so clear, why not just let the truth come out and let people decide for themselves? Oh, that's right, because the truth might just make people ask questions they don't want us asking. Are they really trying to protect people from misinformation, or are they just trying to stop us from finding the truth? If it's really just about keeping people safe, then why does it feel like they're more concerned with controlling what we know, rather than letting us figure it out for ourselves? If I'm such a crazy conspiracy theorist for even suggesting this, then I guess I'll just grab my tinfoil hat and go off to my secret bunker with the rest of the dangerous thinkers. If our real history has taught us anything, it's that the people who get labeled crazy are often the ones who end up changing the world. So go ahead, call me crazy, but remember, sometimes the craziest people are the ones who can see through the bullshit. Speaking of uncovering the real truth, did you know that the Tartarian Empire, the technologically advanced civilization that preceded our own, that they conveniently erased from history, might just have the answers to why everything feels so fucked up today? Our real history is a lot stranger than they want us to know. They can call me whatever name they want, so long as you all know that I proudly say again, I am a Tartarianist.